Hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess. You're looking at some of the first of the donate pile that we have donated out of the green bedroom. We're getting ready to convert it, and it's going to be an overflow pantry / craft room / library. So what am I doing today? Well, this actually took about a week, and this is the Resourceful Homestead edition of what I'm doing. This is my first goal busting of the year. And you're not going to believe this next item. This is actually a headboard for a twin bed that I was going to be making a bench out of and never got the project done. So guess what? It's being donated today. Those are books that I am keeping. Those are books that I am donating. And we have a lot of work ahead of us. This took me approximately a week to get this room to this point that you're going to see today. And there will be a second part where we actually set up the overflow pantry. So y'all stick around because we got a project ahead of us and a build, a home DIY build. All of the yarn will be going to a lady that I know, and we're going to get ready to start. Hubby's DIY project, he has closed off the back of these two credenza drawer units, and we're putting them together to make a cabinet for this room. So y'all pardon my angles. These two drawer units came out of our church a few years ago, and he's getting the top ready. He's going to be cutting this to make a top, and it's a piece of plywood. So we got those for free. The plywood we already had, and we already had the staples and everything else that he's using on this project. So it's practically free. You might as well say it's free. And you're going to see it start to finish.
Yeah, hang on just a sec. I'll find it. Check it out.
He also attached a back to the two credenzas to keep any mice from getting into the drawers. And there it is with the top attached. Doesn't that look fantastic? He did such a good job. I have sanded the top, cleaned it, and now I'm getting ready to stain the top. So y'all stick around as I speed through this part. Not to bore you, but it is a beautiful process. I actually found my larger paintbrush after I finished this, wouldn't you know. But it turned out beautifully. You're going to see this process. And I took my time and I wiped as I went along for any runs or anything that was happening, because stain will run. But thankfully the bottom half is already prepared, and all I had to do was wipe it down and it was gone. So here we are, just staining away. And this was actually very relaxing to me. We are making use of items that we already have around our homestead as much as possible, repurposing and reusing items that were given to us or we salvaged, things like that, so that we're not spending a lot of money on our projects. And we needed this credenza drawer section to hold a lot of my materials, my craft items, and so forth, and a lot of odds and ends. So we're almost done with the top. We're going to do the sides next. And I really love the way that that plywood turned out after it was stained. I had the stain already. I had all of my materials already, and it just turned out so beautiful. So here we are going around the edge. You're going to see some runs and some bloopers, and then I'm going to come in and wipe it, and it'll look just perfect. Little paper towel, clean it up. There it is. It looks professional once it's finished. We could have gone with a butcher block top on this, but we really didn't need a thick top. Now this is a product that I had in my pantry, my cleaning supplies, so I used that to seal the wood the first time, and then I'm going to go over it again with my natural homemade sealer and wax that I use on my cutting boards just to give it a little extra wax. Didn't have any polyurethane, so this is the next best thing, and this is actually the old way of taking care of your furniture. It will leave rings though if you set a wet glass on it, so you be aware of that. But it just made the top beautiful. Okay, this stuff really does seal the wood good, and I'm just going over it and make sure that it's done. And there is the top, y'all. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the way the wood is really shining from that. Really pretty. No drips running down the sides or the front. Y'all pardon my angles. Here's the other side. Just beautiful. Okay, I'm buffing it now. I waited about 20 minutes and then I came in here with a soft cloth, and I'm really buffing this down to try to get any residue off here, because I need to move on to my next step, which is applying my homemade wood restorer, and it's food grade. This is what I use on my cutting boards and my wood tools in my kitchen. It's homemade. It's made out of the beeswax from my neighbor's beehive. So free, and it does such a good job. I didn't have any polyurethane to polyurethane the top, so this was the next best option, and it didn't cost me anything to do. It's the old-time way of protecting furniture. You don't want to set a glass on it, though, because you'll get a ring. But otherwise, it is just wonderful for wood surfaces. I'm going with the grain there. And all those magazines up at the top are going to be sold or donated. This wall used to have nothing but yarn, and now it holds all my supplies. There's the games and everything on top. And I really like the way the bookcases came together. I labeled the shelves. That yarn has still got to go. And here's a look at the room. We still got to get the bed out and put up our canning shelf, which will be in another video, so y'all be on the lookout for that. And I really like the way the room has turned out. It just makes it so much easier for me to find things in here now, and it's organized and clean. It took me about a week to really deep clean this room. And there's that the credenza that's finished. And I utilized all the space in this room as much as possible, because it is so full of craft items, books, and now it's going to be an overflow pantry. So we're excited about that. There's another look at that wall. I want to thank my husband for all his hard work too, because he got in here and helped me out with all the heavy lifting and so forth. Here's some content I think you might like. Thank you for visiting our homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hype, and share to help our small channel grow. See you next time for more simple living, frugal tips, and farmyard fun.